Welcome to the show, everyone. Second show of the day, because here over at RHMax.tv, we like to stream. We like to stream the crypto stuff, mostly hex.com, PulseChain.com. Bring people on, some new people, some people have been on 10,000 times, pun intended. But hope you're going to get your money's worth today. All $0 of it. We got a crew. And I'm excited to bring them on. Getting exciting times in PulseChain, and here to talk about it. Welcome back to the show, Zenith, Top Gun Hexadian. I am Shill Gates, KG, and Pedro.
Let's go.
How we doing, buddy?
Hello, guys.
Internet Money Cruise here. Look at that. Didn't even coordinate.
There it is. Nice shirt, buddy.
Love it. Yours gay too.
That is one of the best intros in crypto, by the way.
Yeah.
Every time it gets me so hyped.
You get the Knight Rider vibe. A lot of people like to say Knight Rider. They like that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's a shout out to Proof of Beards or Markable. He's made a lot of amazing intros in the community. So he's out there putting in a lot of work, and I got to work with him a couple years ago or so on it. And that in the background, the whole layout. I haven't changed it for a while. I made my own at first, and it was fine. But yeah, this is like next level. So we got some talented people in this hexco.com.
Definitely do.
Gents,
yeah, he made the intro for Internet Money too. Mark.
Oh, he made the intro for that too. Nice.
He did.
He's got a whole portfolio. I might have to pull him up here. Might be the first one to get into too. Yeah, gents, are you feeling good? You like the green candle? The green candles. Do you remember what they look like?
I know feeling great.
Been a hot minute, but yeah, it feels real good.
Right.
I might still be in disbelief a little bit, but I still busted out the bull jacket.
There you go.
I like
Still in disbelief, really. All right. I like to hear that. That's good.
The crazy thing is we're just getting started. Like there's still so much more to go, and that should be expected. Like we haven't even done the marketing yet, but like who saw that coming?
Mega marketing. Pretty amazing. Yeah, I've covered a lot on the show, but you got the monkey pictures, you got the both bullish post by the guy himself. What do you got? I don't know. When 10,000 X dev? Like when bull run? When are we going to keep going up? Macros, everything else. Who has some good commentary on this?
I think we need Richard to come out swinging. I don't know about absolutely like doing the whole outrage marketing, but I feel like when the marketing starts, like the physical marketing, I think we just need him to be live streaming, tweeting hard, like the tweet that he made the other day, like just kind of getting it out there. And I know a lot of people say that like he doesn't work for us and all this, but he kind of made himself the centerpiece of this.
They're telling me he doesn't work for us. They're telling me that he still doesn't work for us.
He works.
But
for
yeah,
himself.
like I mean, the community, like obviously you and people like Coffee and Hexo and all the content creators and the builders, like you guys have been grinding and working and basically getting the word out as best you can. So I feel like that obviously has helped, but it hasn't been the major difference maker that Richard Hart can be.
Definitely would like to see him back in marketing, all that for sure. I mean, it's I think it's just conditions right now. Still need to clear some stuff up over there, but in the meantime, he seems to freely move money around the last couple of years. So I don't think he's not unshackled. What do you call it? Yeah, unshackled, I guess in that case. Which is, I don't know. Like, do you think he's going to come out of the? Is it just like, is he waiting on something to come out? Is he waiting on Interpol, blah, blah, blah? Or is it more of like strategic? Like, yeah, I could do it any time, but I'm going to wait till we're going to get about 100X first, and I'm going to come out.
I think first of all, he was waiting for the SEC thing to drop. Like you can see once he realized he was going to win that, I think that's when I think all the pump tires and stuff like that started happening, even though it wasn't cleared yet. Like he knew from talking to his lawyers, like, yo, we're going to win this. Like, and I think that's when he kind of started feeling more comfortable just getting that tweet fired me up so much. Like, that's what I've been waiting for.
He's waiting.
But yeah, I
over
think
5K.
he's been waiting to beat the SEC, and now it's kind of like starting to ramp up. Like you're starting to see movement and like big things actually happening, and I think it's only going to continue. I don't think he's that worried about Interpol.
At this point, I think it's largely strategic. If you're talking about the legal stuff, it seems that the vast majority of the legal troubles are well behind at this point. The SEC stuff has pretty much been buttoned up at this point and is history. And then as far as the Interpol notice goes, it seems like it's largely a nothing burger right now. The major thing with that is just like tax arguments, effectively saying that he owes taxes. They act out some like got in a bar fight or something. It's like, okay, is that going to stop you from doing all this stuff? Absolutely not. So in my mind, everything right now is strategic. I think it matches up nicely with A, we're starting to see the bull posting going on. B, we got the PulseChain.com update. I know it looks like super sleek and sexy, and I love that. But for me, the biggest change with that one was just the complete 180, which is that if you remember, gosh, it was like probably 2 years ago, probably a year and a half ago at this point. But PulseChain.com fundamentally changed, and it went from a website looking like this to a website that was like, hey, we're fully decentralized. Run it on your own. Figure it out. All the websites changed. Now we're back to this, which actually is like good onboarding. If you mind scrolling down to the bottom, you can see it actually says how to get a wallet, how to buy PulseChain, and then even tells you how to start swapping on PulseX. Simple, easy. So at this point, if you also factor in what we talked about last time, which is the massive shipment of mailing marketing coming out, it seems that this is largely strategic. So it's just timing at this point. And I know we've been talking about the mail marketing going out, but I personally think what could be easily just as important is if he starts streaming again. I know it's been so long, we've started to forget, but the man is famous for doing many multiple-hour streams with many different guests talking about a variety of topics that piqued everybody's interest, whether you're just in crypto or someone who heard about it once and wants to learn more. So strategy, baby. That's what we see here.
I think it's important too to bring up one of the other major changes. Some of the things have been in place, but like we have one representative here right now, which is KG. In terms of the onboarding, it's become so much simpler with Liberty Swap, Internet Money, and Coast. And you know, it's before it was kind of a headache trying to guide people to get to PulseChain, like teaching them all these steps they had to do, but it's been simplified and distilled so much at this point that it's literally like anybody can swap right in, set up an Internet Money wallet. If you want to just go through a bank, you can use Coast. Like it's almost perfected at this point, and I love that.
Well said.
What is perfect? When you say almost perfected, what is missing at this point? What do you feel like is just like the last point of friction we need to get rid of? So it's like,
actually something I'm working on right now. I still think there needs to be a major exchange listing. I think that is a way that a lot of people are comfortable with getting in and out of things and trading. And, you know, like a lot of people keep money on exchanges. You're not supposed to, not your keys, not your crypto, but you know, the swaps are cool, but people are used to being able to just trade into an asset and then withdraw it on an exchange. So I'm actually working behind the scenes and talking to some of my major contacts now that the SEC case is dismissed, and I don't have any positive or negative to report yet, but that's something I'm pushing for because you want as many roads as possible running in to the chain. And you know, some people disagree with exchanges and that's their prerogative, but it's definitely an avenue for onboarding. So the more that we have, the better.
Well said, sir.
I agree.
so you and CZ hanging out? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, CZ hates me. He has me blocked. I used to talk so much shit on Binance back in the day. Like I'm talking more. Actually, I don't know if I should say, but they're major exchanges. They're not like, you know,
Mr. Shill Gates, I thought you guys
Lexi.
became pen pals when he was in prison. You gotta bridge the gap by just writing the mail.
I probably should have wrote him an apology letter. But yeah, I used to call, like, I don't want to get into it right now, but I used to call out him and Binance's decisions back in the day because they were not the best company. That's part of the reason why he went to prison. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the BNB token performed well. We cannot forget that.
oh yeah. Well, Binance is like they're dominant. Like there's
Yeah.
no questioning that. It's just a lot of the decisions and some of the lies and the scammy like stuff that was happening in the earlier days, like I disagreed with. I've always been pretty vocal about stuff like that, and I guess he got offended because back then we were a much smaller community, and you know, it was easy to get noticed by these people, and they would argue with me and block me and all this. Like, but yeah, it was in different times back then. The true Wild West.
Before we keep going for a second, I gotta welcome the last person to come on the show. Welcome for the first time, Ben. How's it going?
Doing well. Can you hear me?
Hey,
Can't
Ben.
hear you. This is
What's up?
Ben from dextop.pro. You guys heard of dextop.pro before?
What is that? Tell me.
Nope, don't think
I have my.
You about to find out.
Oh,
I am.
You can swap on Dextop directly within the Internet Money wallet.
what's up,
Oh
KG?
wow.
What's up, brother?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
guys
maybe-
actually see me? Or
Now we can hear you good. Now you're good. Hey, could you give like a quick just introduction to who you are and how you come into PulseChain, all that good stuff?
yeah, I was an early Hex buyer and just really fell in love with Hex. And then whenever it came to PulseChain, just loved the idea of the decentralization message that was being put out. And Richard Hart was a pretty good teacher. And I feel like, the kind of good work that people put out come from good teachers. So I kind of just followed his example. And the one thing that I've been a huge proponent of, can you guys see me? I'm trying to get my camera to work. And
No,
You're black on the
see you.
camera, but we can hear you
Yep.
fine.
all right,
Yep.
whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
I was actually
Either way, it's good.
trying to show my face because I haven't been on camera in forever.
Either
Anyways.
way, it's fine. No worries.
All right. Like I was always a huge fan of IPFS, and putting front ends on IPFS, it just fucking amazed me to get things on IPFS and then they stay there forever. It's free, decentralized, and all that good stuff. And then whenever I saw them putting everything, up for decentralization, including the front ends, I was really inspired. So Dextop was kind of spawned off from that. And I basically just started out with a Windows-like interface to access a bunch of front ends. Kind of simple and stupid, but yeah, it was fun to play around with. And then I just kind of worked on making my own token and kind of raising the standard to have a token. So why try to get listed on an exchange when you can just have your own exchange?
Nice.
And that was how I arrived at Dextop.
Yeah, what is Dextop? I think a lot of people, I've heard about it just a little bit on X. I've seen stuff. I went to the site and all that stuff too. But yeah, I remember it just being like this Windows kind of. It looked like a virtual in website, like virtual machine type of environment. But like, what does it do? Like, what are the apps? Like, what is it? How can people use it? Curious.
The Dextop itself, like the Windows 11 type of web app that I have there, was taken from bits and pieces of a bunch of other web apps that look like Windows, and basically all it is just a bunch of HTTP portals or iframes. And then I took down a bunch of that stuff because I want to be in control of all of those files. So everything's going to be reworked to where I host everything. And there's the disclaimer right there. Like, hey, I don't host most of this. Took off pump.tires just because that didn't work with the HTTP portal. Probably a good idea that they did, so that way you can't really spoof the front end or whatever. But there's the bridge, and basically what that is I just downloaded the bridge files from IPFS and then hosted them myself.
Gotcha.
Redundancy, it never hurts.
So there's the app side and the IPFS part, and then there's the liquidity, like there's like V1, V2 of Unis. It's like Uni V1 or V2, V3 forks.
Yeah, I heard you stumble on V1. So I had a V1, and basically it's just an experimental V2 style Uniswap with 1% fee. and I'm still working to kind of implement that into desktop. But I don't want to spread myself too thin. Just kind of work on things as I have the time to get to them. And there was the first iteration of desktop swap. It looks pretty familiar to most of you guys.
Gotcha. And it's how much liquidity? Do we have any stats or anything on liquidity and all that?
No, the V3 front end, there's an info page there, and I'm currently reading everything. So that VPS is currently down. So the total value locked and everything like that is just for V3, and I'm just working on getting V2 and everything else put into it. Except for there's no template for me to work with some of the stuff that I want on the info page, so I have to build it all from scratch, and it's a pain in the ass. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, but I work for myself, so I'll get to it eventually. But wanted to launch the DEX token and wanted to have it listed immediately, and I wanted to have a buy and burn exactly like PulseX. So I went ahead and did that and added a few other burns to it. And so now it's its own little ecosystem.
Okay, so you got the liquidity forks, you got the interface for running decentralized apps, you got the token, buy and burn.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, like why is there like a vision or a plan? Like what do these things come together? Kind of just some stuff you want to build, and like what is the vision for desktop ecosystem?
So I want everything to revolve around the DEX token. I don't plan on really launching many more tokens at all. I think there's a few. If you click around on the website enough, there's PLS start. Mr. Frank White put me on there, put the desktop on there. That was really cool. And that logo is so Kino. But anyways, no, I just wanted to decentralize absolutely everything that I can with desktop. So that if something happens to me, or something happens to the website, or something happens just in general to where you can't use websites at all, kind of like what we've been seeing here recently, I want people to be able to access everything without being censored. I really hate censorship. I cannot stand it.
I agree.
And censorship resistance is kind of the plan, I guess you would say, to answer your earliest question. I really, really hate censorship. And so I would rather build everything to where if I did something that pissed off all the wrong people and they wanted to censor me, they might have trouble doing that. And decentralizing the front ends with downloadable apps and everything on IPFS is definitely a good idea. I wish everybody would do that. I know it's not possible for everybody, but it's a good idea.
If you have to, what's the name? What routers does it use?
What the V3 uses, basically the smart router that some of PancakeSwap uses, and then the V2 just uses the regular O2 Uniswap router. So nothing fancy. Actually, damn it. How do you say that? How do you say it?
Piteous. I'm pretty sure. I want to say Piteous every time, but I'm pretty sure it's Piteous.
Piteous.
From what I understand.
Sometimes, they actually give a better swap than the smart router that I have does in some instances, but they're not. I don't think some of these aggregators are looking at the V3 that I just put out. So sometimes you get a better deal on desktop. Other times you don't. It just all depends.
There's a token called 10x that shit.
Huh?
Yeah, I worked with them before. They're good dudes. I like that guy.
Because it's one, so it shows up top on the list. It's mean code just right now. Wow.
Yeah, they did a good job with putting desktop into their system, and I was really appreciative of that.
Nice.
Swap.win did the same, and I think 9mm did with theirs as well.
Just want to show a route. Does it actually go on DexSwap to get liquidity for it? Let's see.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's got the little, or no, hold on. Pulse, no, this is going.
Huh?
Oh no, yeah, dextop.
No,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
PulseX 2 Dex. So it's using a PulseX and Dex pool or PulseX pool to get it. I see WPLS to EHEX, EHEX to PulseX, PulseX to Dex. From PulseX V1, PulseX V1, and then Dextop. Yep. Pretty cool. Yep. If you don't know Pidius, by the way, you must be living under a rock on PulseChain, or probably not getting the best deals on swaps. For the most
Hideous.
part.
I'm going to start using that.
It's kind of like, instead of communist, it's communist. Pidius.
Oh, right.
I always want to say Pitaeus, but I always thought it was Pitaeus.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure they pronounced it one time and it was Pitaeus.
I've been calling it PETAs this whole time.
You've been calling it Pitas? The E is silent.
It's a liberal
Yeah, it's the
interpretation
same
of English
PETAs.
language.
All of us are wrong.
E is silent.
That's true.
The P is silent. It's
It's idious.
it's,
Oh, that sounds like hideous. I don't think that's a good semantic rhyme on that. Yeah, great work. Builders, everyone, builders. You guys got any questions on Dextop?
I'm really excited to see everything that's been built over the last 2 years. It's really cool. Internet money wallet really, hit some home runs and crap. I mean, everything from the wallets to the on-ramps are doing a good job, I think.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about what KG built, because so many, like, I wasn't even here for some of it, but like so many other platforms kind of abandoned you guys, us, whatever you want to, like Uniswap and MetaMask never really added official support. And then there was the whole Rabby incident and D-Bank. Like, having it in-house with somebody like KG that cares, that is catering not only to other blockchains but also exclusively to the PulseChain community, like, is kind of where he's planted his flag. Like, that to me is really important.
Yeah.
And I love what Internet Money's doing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate that. We work very hard every single day to constantly grow and improve. So the fact that it's being noticed, and you can see here we have, the last time the downloads were updated was June 19th, but as of that date, we just crossed over 80,000 downloads, and I think we're averaging about 90 downloads a day at that point. So we'll have a new download update soon. But we're growing within the PulseChain community. We're growing outside of the PulseChain community. We don't collect any data, which is actually one of the big feature benefits of Internet Money, is that no data collection. So when you're transacting with Internet Money, it's completely private. We know nothing about any of our users. We store no data. But one of the ways we're able to kind of track activity, if you will, is our in-app swap feature. And we've actually been picking up traction on Binance and Base and Ethereum. Those numbers have been going up consistently. And so what that says is, hey, we're growing outside of PulseChain. At the same time, as we do, people are introduced into PulseChain that are in the crypto space, because when you download Internet Money, you're native to PulseChain. So as we do that outreach and grow in these other ecosystems, everybody's being introduced to PulseChain, which is pretty dang cool.
And I've used the swap and the bridge. I forget what you guys call it, but you have a bridge feature in the wallet, and it worked great.
Yeah, thank you. And, we're talking here about best swap rates. Well, one cool thing about swapping within Internet Money is we compare more liquidity sources than anywhere else on PulseChain, Pitaeus included. And so we aggregate 2 Pitaeus and 14 other dexes. Dextop, we have your V2, we got to get your V3 in there, but we're constantly adding more. So when you swap within the Internet Money wallet, you can actually make the case that it's the best place to swap on PulseChain. And we have that technology on 6 other blockchains as well, but we don't have as many dexes supported on those chains. And there's a lot of other technology on some of these other chains that is very difficult to compete with, but we're constantly growing over there as well. But on PulseChain specifically, you can make a strong case that Internet Money is the best place to swap, even though there is that outdated paradigm And it is an outdated paradigm. Make no mistake that swapping in wallets is a bad thing.
I think it probably came from the MetaMask and fees and all that stuff. I imagine too. But yeah, so Pidius, Internet Money, are those the two best places to swap on PulseChain? I feel like just new people coming in, like if you got the wallet, you can use that. If you got, if you just go to the website for Pidius, you can use that. Are there better places than just going straight? Because you go straight to the DEX, it's not an aggregator. Aggregators use those routes and stuff, but it's going straight to the DEX. You're going to get those liquidity pools. So that's the difference between aggregator and going straight to the DEX. Am I missing anything?
Well, no, you're not. But here's the beautiful thing. When you go to Internet Money and you swap, you can still swap on Pidius or Idius or Pitas or whatever we're calling it on this particular stream. I personally say Pidius, but you compare, we quote Pidius, and you can swap there if you'd like, but we also quote all the DEXs individually. And sometimes Pidius is number one, sometimes it isn't. So when you swap with Internet Money, and look, shout out to the Pidius team. They've built a great piece of technology. That's in no way, shape, or form negative towards them. It's just a statement of fact. Sometimes they are not the best place to swap. And so when you swap with an Internet Money, you get to see that in real time. And now just to deep dive nerd out real quick, going to any one source, you can never guarantee you're getting the best place. These markets on each one of these DEXs, they live and they breathe and they fluctuate in real time. So when you swap with an Internet Money, you actually very often catch these arbitrage points. You don't even know as a user. You're just like, oh, good place to swap. But because somebody could swap over on DEX 1 and that changes the price of the token. Well, over on DEX 2, that price hasn't caught up yet. So sometimes you can buy more tokens or sell them at a higher price, even though other places in the market have moved. So we basically take a market snapshot of 15 different sources all at the same time. And that's why you can get higher yielding swaps.
One other thing that I'll add, and correct me if I'm wrong, KG, but I feel like it's actually safer to swap within Internet Money rather than going to an actual URL, because it's just one less thing that could be incorrectly entered or whatever and have your funds stolen.
That's a very good point. So I think what you're saying is that, sure, if you're experienced and you know exactly what you're doing and you have your routine down, you're probably fine. But even the best of us make mistakes sometimes. And by that, it's like a fake website. It could be one letter off. It could be, you could put .com or .co instead of .com, and all of a sudden you're on a fake website and you don't even know it. And so, yeah, for safety, if you're swapping within the wallet, you're swapping on the real place every time.
Yeah, I literally just thought of that while we were talking. Like,
that's a really good point.
Somebody brought this up. I was talking to another security guy actually the other day, and every once in a while I'll be like, because people talk about, oh, is it safe to use iframes and all this other stuff. When Go Real DeFi first came out, there's all this like, oh, iframes, all this, and Go Real DeFi even has a bug bounty program now. So if you see any bugs, feel free to submit them. There's a bug bounty program for them and stuff. No valid submissions so far. But anyways, I was talking to a security guy, and this came up the other day too, where he's like, instead of Googling for bridge links and stuff, again, verifiable security and Go Real DeFi, you go to Go Real DeFi, bookmark it, and then that's going to save you from Googling phishing links and stuff too. So anyways, she'll just remind me of that when you're talking about using, the app Internet Money instead of like Googling for exchanges or apps or other stuff like that. If you're out of the browser, that's going to, you're having like a trusted product or a verifiable product. That's going to be better than Googling and trying to find links. Anyways, that just came up.
I generally use the downloaded PulseX, like run it locally on my computer. But if I were to go from an online source, like I would trust like a browser extension more than I would trust me punching in the right. It's a personal choice, but I'm always thinking about security because I have been hacked in the past and it sucks. Like I lost almost 20 grand. So
do you
that was just from a hot wallet. You know what I mean? Like,
do you run Windows Shieldgates?
Yeah, but I have set up a Linux machine.
Okay. Progress. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I'm-
Mac or Windows.
I will never
I've-
use Mac.
Search RHMax 15 minutes or less privacy security, and you'll actually, that's not the one where I talk about it. That's one of my views as well. Is if you stay away from Windows, that's the bad street. Go across the good street where people wave
But
at
there's
you.
so
and try
many
to rob
other
you.
benefits to having Windows that it's like it's hard.
just
But
used
yeah,
to it.
I've
More than
set up
likely,
a
you're just used to
dedicated trading Linux machine now that
Linux,
is
there you go.
literally just. I bought one of those. It's a Windows technically, but I bought. No, I bought. I have like probably
I love it.
I have like 10 different Microsoft Surfaces now, and I like designate them for all different things security wise. So like some of them I have completely cut off from the internet. Like but I have one that I've dedicated to trading, but I run Linux off of a USB stick.
Well, if you like to get on the highway with 99% of the viruses, Windows is your guy. Linux has less viruses. Not that they can't get viruses. Everyone in the chat can be like, oh, but what about all this stuff? Okay, security's my thing. I'm not going to say trust me, bro, but I'm going to say security's my thing. If you want to have a debate on Windows versus Mac versus Linux for crypto, I will totally have that. Did 8 debates, I'll do 9. Let's go. Anyway, back to the real point. Is it piteous or is it piteous? I did a poll. Chat, give me one. Nobody in the panel. Don't taint it. You can if you want. Somebody give me an answer so I can click it and we'll see. We've only got 9 votes so far. It's pretty.
Is that Latin or what?
It's piteous or piteous. We're going to find out live today before the stream is over. We're going to get an answer.
I don't know. It's making me hungry for a pita.
There you go.
I'm
It
actually
does spell
thinking
pita
about
anyway.
getting
Pate.
some Greek food
I actually
after
hope
the
it's
stream.
piteous because piteous sounds like pity us.
I know. Like I wanted to be piteous too, but I think it's piteous. I'm pretty sure I asked them one time and they said piteous. I was like, but piteous. I like piteous though.
This can't be the most important conversation in crypto right now.
It definitely
This is what's gonna save
It might
PulseChain.
just
What do
be
you
Gonna
mean?
save PulseChain.
Exactly.
See, we have another Kakazu Financial says official piteous. I know.
I'm glad I've been calling it pitas the whole time. I'm sticking with pitas. They're pitas.
You never know. The pitas are tasty. I like pitas. Nobody doesn't like pitas, so there's that.
Exactly.
Before we get any further, too, I realized about 15 minutes in that Pedro hasn't got a proper introduction. He came to the conference. He did a live token launch of Pump.tires. However, never got a proper introduction of how you found this amazing, beautiful, crazy place, Pedro. What's your intro, man?
Yeah, actually, you're right, man. I guess I never discussed that. So I started like early, right, 2015. Like for the Hex ecosystem, I think the first time I met Richard was like 2018 in that Ivanon Tech conference in Sweden. I don't remember the name, but he was there and I met him. And then in 2020, I interviewed him. I think it was after he launched. No, was it after he launched Hex or before? I think it was after. I don't remember. But I have an interview with Richard Hart. I don't remember honestly. I think it was after Hex launch. I was a Mexican from day one, right? I didn't participate much on the chats on Telegram because I don't spend that much time on Telegram. I should have for sure, but it is what it is. But I was also like building other stuff at the time. So in 2020 and 2021, I was working with Real Fever, so we basically launched at the time NFT marketplace for video NFTs for football. We raised like $10 million, and like we did a bunch of different collections. It was mostly successful, the first ones, but then NFT market died, and so did the company, basically. Long story short, but it was a very good experience. I guess that was my first like proper crypto experience. But I was like already like chilling Hex, fully Hexican. I think I always tweeted way more about Hex than the project I was working on, which is funny. But that's basically how I started. I build stuff. Basically, that's what I like to do. I like to build stuff and do, and shit post, let's say, and tweet shit post and live stream. I do live streams now for the RH memes, and I think that's basically enough. I guess it's enough information. If I
2 minutes, I was able to find that conference finally.
That was the conference, exactly. That was the block X or something. Exactly, that was the conference. So yeah, that's when I met him. That's when I met him. That's when I met Richard Hart. I knew about him already, but it was actually very interesting to meet him at that moment. Right, he was going from Bitcoin to Ethereum, etc. So I think it was one of the best Richard phases for me personally. Right, when he was just like going super deep into the tech, etc. I absolutely love that that version of Richard in terms of like teaching people about technology, because like he has a way of communicating difficult things that I just, for me, it's mind blowing. Right, it's absolutely mind blowing. I'm a technical guy, but like the way that he speaks, it's just like it's unbelievable. Right. I think I describe myself basically as a scientist. I teach at many universities, crypto stuff, blockchain stuff, some in the UK, in Leeds, some in Portugal. So basically, and I mean, I learned a lot from him. Basically, I learned a lot of him. I guess like the way that I teach crypto now is because is I only decided to teach crypto after I actually learned how to teach, and that's something that he taught me, right, through like all these videos and stuff.
So you're teaching like decentralization and stuff to students?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I actually I'm a lecturer on it was the first course in Portugal that had like ECTs, right? The credits, basically university credits, in crypto, which was like it's still going. I teach it every year, basically. It's like a post graduation. So that's what I've been doing. Lots of different things, right? But I like building. That's what I really like to do, basically. Yeah.
In the sunglasses, is that?
Yeah, just yeah,
like the third time I've seen you with it. I gotta ask.
What?
I said it's like the second or third time I've seen you with them. It seems consistent.
It is consistent. I think I guess it's my new look. It's with the sunglasses, just to keep my anonymity, right, so that people don't know who I am. Basically,
sunglasses are a good look.
They are, especially my daughters. They're amazing. She has a very good taste, I think. So
I like them. I like the glasses.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The pink goes good.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So yeah, I think that's mostly. I have an interview with Richard Hart basically on YouTube too. If you guys want to check it later, I had like sound issues like that day, but
please send me. I want to see that.
Just put it on YouTube. Pedro, my name, and Richard Hart. It should appear, I guess. Pedro Febrero. If you just put Pedro, I think it's enough. Okay. And Richard Hart, I think it should appear, I guess.
Richard Hart.
Maybe remove Brokers, because I think it's the first one. Boom, there we go.
That's you?
Yeah, that's me.
I remember this interview. I didn't know that was you. Yes,
yeah,
I was watching. I mean, I clipped like all these interviews, and I definitely remember this one with Pedro.
I just saw a clip from that the other day.
Oh crap!
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Oh, guys, do you remember that Richard Hart did like an AI thing recently, right? It was like kind of like a video. I don't remember what it is, but it was like it had an audio, and the part of the audio from that thing, it was from this interview actually. So I found it hilarious. So yeah, I think that was for me my like highest moment ever in life. For me, it's like I like going down from that specific moment.
I might have that as a life goal too. I would like to do a little. I'd like to interview Richard sometime too. That'd be pretty cool. Wow, I had no idea that was you though. That was a good interview. I mean, I remember looking at the timestamps. I was going through like, oh, cool interview. That was good.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was me a few years ago, I guess. But yeah, still me. I don't have the stash now. I need to grow it back. I was
going to say, bring back the stash.
I will bring back the stash. I promise I will bring back the stash. My wife is going to kill me, but like, who cares? It doesn't matter. It's my choice. No,
it's for Richard. Tell her it's for Richard.
Exactly.
Like, who thinks Richard Hart? I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine that's a response to most wives.
Like recently I've been associated, let's say, with Hex One, the stablecoin backed by Hex T-shirts, and PDPD, which is the version 2 of that stablecoin that hasn't been released yet. I didn't build it. I'm just associated with it. Okay, I'm just promoting, being an enthusiast. I would never build a stablecoin ever, obviously, for reasons, I guess. So
I thought we already had a stablecoin.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, sure. PDAI is awesome.
Did a whole debate on it earlier.
I was watching it, man. Like I was watching it just before, like coming here. But I didn't finish it. But it was going very well. Yeah, it was going very well.
It's pretty good. I like bringing out. I wanted to hear the full story myself, because I'm like, you hear stuff, you do $1, and then you have like scam, and then I'm like, all right, let's lay everything out. Let's talk about it. Let everyone decide. if you have a brain, you can decide. If you don't have a brain, can't help you anyways. So
But
I
look,
keep
let me,
asking people to
but
explain it to me.
no, but
Oh.
look, let me just say something, because I don't think that I've never seen anybody like, with this approach, which is, let's just assume that PDAI goes to $1, that it actually pegs. Okay, let's just assume that. Okay, let's just assume that it pegs. Okay, for discussion's sake, right? Because like that's the moment for me that actually matters, right? Because if it doesn't peg, it doesn't peg. If it doesn't go to $1, it doesn't go to $1, right? It doesn't matter. But if it does, let's just assume that it does, right? What happens after? Because that's what's, for me, like personally, that's the interesting part, right? I did a poll recently, like yesterday. I don't think it has finished yet, but I did a poll, and that was actually the poll. What happens? Like, let's just say PDAI is $1, okay? It pegs whatever technical magic that happens. It doesn't matter. It just pegs $1, and now it's $1, okay? But because for me the important discussion is what happens after, right? What happens, and this is actually this is a question for you guys, okay? If you guys want to, if you want to answer that, if you think
you
have
just
an answer.
alienated half of everyone in the chat and the panel. But go ahead, go.
Sorry
go
about
for it.
that, guys. Sorry about that. But it's going to be very fast, because for me at least, it's not about if PDAI pegs or if it doesn't peg. It's only what happens if it actually does, right? What happens with that money, right? Because that money, what will people do with that money, right? So at the end of the day, and this is my only personal choice, right? Personal choice. But for me, at the end of the day, it's better to not hold it, right? Hold other things, because the money will flow into these other things, right? So it's just why should I bother worrying with the 200x from this point, right? More or less, if I can try to get at 1000x, right? That's for me. That's it. Simple.
That's basically the summary of the debate was a lot of the true believers, they just want a decentralized stablecoin. They really believe in decentralization. And the X's, I mean, again, you can watch the interview and see, but it was that's the decentralized part is the number one for the true believers, I believe, what I gather from the PDAI community or from the conversation with Bud. And then the X's, again, everyone thinks, oh, you think Hex will do 10,000X? You think PulseChain will do 1,000X? All this stuff. I think some are there for the money, some are there for the decentralization, and they all kind of fall somewhere on the spectrum in that community. That's what I got from the debate.
I feel it's probably more for the money, and they're just emotionally attached to the event of the peg and the amount of money that they in their mind will make from that, and that's why they're unwilling to hear the other side of the argument, including even Richard basically crapping all over it.
Oh, there's an answer. There's a counter to everything.
Oh, I know.
I've
gone down the rabbit hole, and I feel stupider for having done it. But it's just, I don't know. I'm not gonna try to ruin anyone's dreams. If you believe in something, I believe you should be able to believe in it, and I hope it works out. But I side more with your logic. That basically why there's no need for that, and if he were gonna do that, why wouldn't he just make his own that he controls fully in the creation of it?
Again, before all this last stuff in the 6 months happened, I was always that'd be interesting if it happened. That would be a cool event for PulseChain. That would do all this stuff. I wouldn't even think about the decentralized stablecoin like that. Again, that's a cool concept too. But after the last few months and seeing the tech and all this stuff happen, I'm I think it's pretty unlikely. So, but again, there's a lot of true believers out there. They want decentralized. I respect the want and the gravitation towards decentralization and that whole thing happening. I don't think it's going to happen with PDAI, but I respect the whole. They want the sovereignty. They want that stablecoin. They want that kind of tech, which is.
I wish it happens. Right? I wish it happens. I don't think it will happen. It can go to $1 just because it's a meme, right? In that sense, and that's absolutely fine. I don't think it's possible to peg it, right? I think technically, yes, it's possible if loads of collateral are added, blah 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 blah. But in reality, will that happen? No, I don't think so, because in my humble opinion, that's not the best choice for whoever is going to collateralize those votes. That's just how I think about it, right? But I could be wrong, 100%. I could be 100% wrong. But again, for me, that discussion, it's on the interesting part is assuming that it pegs, right? Because if it does, or when I say pegs, it goes to $1, right? It doesn't need to peg. If it goes to $1, because that money will flow somewhere else, right? So.
But why? Here's what I don't understand. Why would he go through the trouble of pegging somebody else's creation when he could create his own?
But I think PDAI is his creation. That's my approach to it in that sense, right?
But
I
it's a
think PDAI,
forked
all
copy of
PCOPs.
DAI
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Ethereum.
absolutely. Yeah, but like PWBTC, all the fork copies, in my opinion, are his coins because he created them. Whether or not they're forks, that for me that doesn't matter because he created PulseChain and those coins came with PulseChain. So, but that's
If you'd like
only
to
my
watch the
opinion.
PDAI debate, I've dropped the link in the chat as well for an hour and 22 minutes of.
And sorry for bringing it up, man. Sorry. It wasn't.
No,
I do like the idea of a decentralized stable coin though. I just think it would be something more like a RHUSD or something like he would brand it as his own.
I agree with you. I think that makes more sense. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I only think that if he didn't want any connection, or he didn't want his name in a coin, in a stable coin, that would PDAI would be a perfect solution for him because it's just a P copy, right? People people don't even think it's his coin, right? So it's even better in that sense, right?
But it's also already been exploited, so that kind of undermines trust.
But that's exactly my point. I was the first time I started really buying PDAI, August 2023, because for me it was like when I realized, shit, this is a Richard Hart coin, right? I'm sure he has a plan for this. I'm sure he wouldn't just fork coins without a plan, right? That's not Richard. So I bought tons of it because I really thought he had a plan. And I think he did. But shit happens, make it his way too complicated, devs fuck up. So something went wrong. That's my opinion, right? And then he was like, maybe let's do memes now. I think
there's gonna be a third theory. There's a third theory PDAI coming out of this too.
Yeah, but
I actually haven't heard that one where
Richard.
He actually tried to do it, but something messed up. And they're no, devs, I thought we had it. This is just like PulseX V1. What the,
shit happens, man. Honestly, that's because that's a very simple explanation, right?
It could literally
Maker is extremely complex, guys. It's extremely complex.
It is. As I said in the debate too, there's a universe where this thing can be possible, and this theory can be correct and all that stuff too. But I think the simplest explanation it's not, and that's there may be a simple one, maybe not in the future. But anyways, no, this is the day to bring it up if you're going to bring it up because we just did the debate. I'm fresh off of that, and that was again. Drop the link in the chat if you guys want to do that. Happy to host a second debate if Pedro and Shield Gates want to do it. Actually, don't tempt me. Sure. That would be fun. Sure.
I want to give a shout out to Kyle Cruz in the chat.
Yeah,
he's a buddy of mine. He just posted, I think yesterday or the day before. I don't know if you can go to his profile. He's working on something kind of behind the scenes that's essentially bringing AI to the blockchain. And if I understand it correctly, what he's trying to do, he's trying to make it to where you can plug in transactions and wallets and stuff into AI and have it essentially analyze the blockchain and give you a report on a wallet or what it's interacted with, stuff like that. It's really cool.
It's very cool. Very cool.
Shout out Kyle Cruz.
Yeah, building on. I came across that. I think that was building on PulseChain over here. Yeah, Kyle Cruz. What was the AI? Yeah. I think he has a video on this too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one. I'll drop it in the chat. Yeah. Shout out to builders on PulseChain, building stuff, building AI.
Well, I'm actually building AI stuff off PulseChain, so AI is really close to my heart, and it's just cool seeing all the cool implementations people are coming up with for the new technology. It's moving at such a fast rate. It's incredible.
Oh, but let me just tell you something. Right now, I'm not promoting PDAI or any course. The only thing I'm focusing are RHMemes. That's the only thing I'm promoting because I don't think they have enough support. They need representatives, right? So I think I just need to chill the RHMemes for 1 second, guys, because they exist and they need some attention.
They're basically cores, right?
They're basically cores. I see absolutely no difference between Hex or Bitcoin Hex. For me, it's exactly the same thing in the sense of it was built by Richard, right? Only in that sense. Okay, only in that sense. I'm not saying they're the same thing, right?
This is the day I met Pedro.
Oh, that's me, bro. Yeah, nice. Yeah. When I build, I'll let you the token with your name. I'm sorry.
He wants to. I was in the background. He's like, I'm gonna do a RHMax token. Let me know if that's not okay. I'm like, I'm sitting there I'm got my headphones, taking a break for a minute. I'm like, I just do it. Just. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. And then you launched it, and then did it do it well? What's the CA? What's the ticker, bro? Let's check on it.
It's there. I think I have no idea, bro. Honestly, I haven't even folled it.
I wish people would have asked me first. There's 3 Shill Gates coins, and I had nothing to do with any of them.
I need to launch a fourth, then.
Why is pump.tires not working? www.pump.tires. Did they not redo the? Okay, let's see. Can I search for? RHMax?
You should see it. Like if
again, everyone, this is not my token. This was the PulseX conference.
Yeah. Is it still there? Is it still there?
What's the wrecked one? RHMaxes? Have they made a wrecked one? That's a funny one. And then the RHMax, this one.
And
Okay.
look, believe it or not, that RHMax token, like it offended people because they were like, no, there's only one RH Pepe. There cannot be more. They were actually offended by this. It's amazing.
Oh, because you use the avatar.
I don't know, man.
It is
It's amazing.
Pepe, yeah. Well, all right. It did something, I guess. It did that.
Yeah. Maybe it
There's
will go out of pump tires soon. Who knows? We'll see.
You never know. Maybe it'll graduate and become number one. Who knows?
Exactly.
The test token for live launching tokens. If you'd like to launch your live token on pump.tires, which helps PulseChain and PulseX if it is successful, then go to that link I dropped in the chat if you're interested.
It's
Now,
also a good way to launch because it's like essentially, like technically safe code, right? Like it's all been back tested, I'm assuming, before it was launched. So you're launching a coin that doesn't, as far as we know right now, have any exploits and stuff like that. So it's a good way to verify trust.
Exactly. And it's a bonding curve, so that's actually really important. Bonding curves are awesome.
Video you describe it to. Yeah, it's serious. This is like a half technical demo. Really good video if you're wondering about pump.tires.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Zenith, tell us about the biggest news event ever and understand Ethereum.
I don't know if I'm going to call it the biggest one ever, but yes, news breaking within the last 24 hours. The SEC has launched what they're calling Project Crypto. If you want to actually go over to the SEC website, you can find it. The actual release you're looking for is called American Leadership in the Digital Finance Revolution. It is, there you go. Yep. That is effectively an open letter from the chairman, Paul Atkins, to outlining what they're doing to comply with President Trump's original executive orders back in January, talking about getting America as the leader of crypto in the space. But the TLDR for it is that they want cleaner regulations. They want to enable tokenizing securities. They want to tailor disclosure requirements and exemptions. And they want to shift towards innovation as opposed to enforcement. And then lastly, they're just kind of trying to align with the overall strategy from the executive orders, which they pretty much mentioned. But one of the big takeaways from this one is that Paul Atkins is actually talking about a, quote, phased migration of traditional securities markets onto blockchain-based rails. So for this, they're talking about existing equities, bonds, ETFs, that kind of thing, and they want to integrate it so they can have clearing on-chain and then also the settlement on-chain. Additionally, one of the big things in the article is they actually talk about what they're calling super apps, which is that if you've been following traditional finance stuff for a while, you know that there are a lot of different entities that are not allowed to overlap with each other. These are going to be like brokers, clearing houses, exchanges, that kind of stuff. This is the regulation that has really been pursued against existing centralized exchanges previously. Like going after Coinbase is a big one. They were saying they were violating the broker-dealer rule, saying that you can't be a person that will both onboard the stuff and be a clearinghouse and also hold assets for people because it's a conflict of interest. But overall, is this law? No, it's not law. But the interesting thing is that it's coming from the SEC, and it's actually a direction from the SEC to a handful of other agencies out there saying that the SEC is going to be doing this, and we need help for other stuff. So this is where they're going to be looking to the CFTC, which is the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission. And if you've been paying attention, they had a press release back in May where they talked about how not everything that's a cryptocurrency is a security. It can be a lot of different things. And one of the big ones is they can classify a lot as commodities. So if it's not a security and it's a commodity, well, that means it goes somewhere else. And to just kind of tie this into other stuff going on, the Trump big, beautiful bill didn't have any crypto provisions in it, but it did have some funding for, or lack of funding for, two specific agencies. Number one, the CFTC, which I just mentioned there, they got a boost of $30 million for it. And the SEC actually got their budget slashed by $200 million as well.
Boom.
So again, everything's in line here. We're trying to shift away from the old Gary Gensler SEC and to a new innovative path where instead of just trying to witch hunt everything that they want to believe is a security, they're actually going to be properly classifying things. So similar to starting off with the discussion at the beginning of the stream, which is that I believe Mr. Shill Gates was the one saying more bridges is good. And this is one of the ways to do it. This is how you can actually get more people in the game and more people onboarded easier because there's clarity and they're actually allowing people to operate in this space. So overall, Project Crypto at a glance, on its face, it looks great, and it looks very much in alignment with everything we've seen from the current administration, and hopefully it actually gets properly promulgated and actually stays in place for a long, long time. But
we're
that's
actually already seeing it rolled out. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I know. Well, it won't let me put it in the chat. Never mind.
Private
private chat.
I'll put it in
I
public.
know. A lot of people here don't like Solana, and this isn't promotion of Solana, but Radium on Solana is now tokenizing equities already. They have Tesla, Nvidia, a couple, and you can literally trade them on a DEX swap, just like you would trade crypto.
perfect.
So I would love to see that come to PulseChain.
What do we need to fork? Radium?
I guess so.
Perhaps we
Yeah,
have
the
stuff to-
whole world's about to change. Like you're gonna have the real world assets, the equities, like probably gold, silver, ETFs, index funds. Like I think it's all coming to the blockchain, and it's really exciting because there are no hours. Like the stock market has hours, the blockchain is 24/7.
Blockchain is hourless. I like it.
Speaking of a little thing that I found in the digging of my research, this is from the desk of the White House as well, but they actually have a fun little fact down here. As of June 2025, President Trump's approval rating among investors in cryptocurrency was 72%. For context, private surveys suggest that more than 1 in 5 Americans, over 68 million people, own cryptocurrencies. 82% of these investors believed in June 2025 to be a good time to invest in crypto, and 64% said that the policies being enacted make them more likely to do so. The optimism extended to institutional investors too. 83% plan to increase their allocations to digital assets in 2025 per a survey conducted after the election. First quarter of 2025 saw venture capitalists deploy $4.8 billion into crypto and blockchain-focused startups, supporting an industry forecast of a 70% year-over-year increase in total venture dollars invested. So, I don't know what to tell you. This is the beginning of mass adoption. 20%, that's a good chunk of change, and it's only going to explode from there. It
brings up a good question. What do you guys think this means for the market cycles and the volatility we're all used to?
It depends on how the market acts with it. So we have seen an absolutely massive injection of capital into the crypto markets over this cycle as traditional finance has gotten involved. We've seen the deployment of the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs. The futures ETFs have existed for a little bit longer than that, but the amount of money coming in right now has altered the way that the crypto cycle has gone fundamentally. We made all-time highs back in March of 2024, which was like about a month and a half before the halvening. In all the previous cycles, we never hit all-time highs before the halvening. So we can see this amount of capital having substantial impacts on the market itself. But this has been one of the big questions that people have been talking about, which is that, is the 4-year cycle going to get disrupted? I think that it's not going to disrupt it, but we're going to see a continuation of the effect that we've already been seeing, which is that larger assets like Bitcoin, where the majority of this equity or economic energy, you can call it, has been invested, it's going to have diminishing gains, but it's also going to have diminishing downside as well. Yeah. So previously, bear markets were anywhere between a 92% drop and 88% drop, and I want to say we saw 79% drop over this last one. So based on that, you can anticipate that the bear markets are going to get better in the sense that they're not going to drop as much. But on the other side of that, yes, I do believe that we're going to see diminishing gains in the highest of assets, especially because the narrative around Bitcoin has shifted from the original idea of peer-to-peer cash transactions now to just the pure digital gold store of value kind of thing, meaning that that is not going to serve as peer-to-peer cash, and it's that store of value, which is actually attracting the interest of like nation states. So at that point, that will absolutely, in my opinion, go towards stability as opposed to gains. I think that you can still see a lot of very good projects that have good bones, good communities, good fundamentals, and good founders behind them. I think those are going to be what you're looking for. So instead of just seeing the boom bust cycle, we're going to see certain cryptos, mainly Bitcoin, try to approach that steady state, but I'm not saying this in the next 4 years anyways. And then outside of that, anything that's really worth its salt, those are going to be the kind of things where you see in traditional markets where companies and individuals are always looking for undervalued assets that have a lot of potential behind them that ultimately rise over the long term. That's what I'm seeing coming down here. So do I think the 4-year cycle is going to get attaboy?
Well,
Do I think the 4-year cycle is going to get disrupted? No. Do I think it could potentially extend? Yeah, it's possible, but I'm going to have to wait and see the data when it actually proves itself.
I was going
I
to point
agree
over to
100%.
as far as undervalued assets as well. I was gonna look at Top Gun Hex80 and ask him about the PulseX. Does he like the PulseX? Do you like the PulseX?
I love PulseX. I can't believe we're actually almost at 7.5% of the supply burned.
Beautiful thing to see.
Oh yeah,
Aggressively deflationary. How can you not want to hold that?
yeah. An automated system has spent $60 million becoming 7.5 whales. It's officially killed 7 whales, 4 sharks, and 9 dolphins. PETA should be pissed.
I literally said it like a harpoon was like going through my mind for a moment. Like, God, what a visual! What a visual! Weekly.
I'm offended by how aggressive that deflation is.
Yeah, the pulse ratio is even better.
Yeah, it's going to hit.
There we go. Put that on the weekly.
I'm putting the the weekly. That's what we were looking at last time with this. Maybe so.
Do you think people don't
Yeah,
understand?
there. See, that's the up and to the right chart.
That's consistently the highest volume pair on desktop. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Max, can you zoom out even more? Like try to capture as much data as you can. Okay.
I'm only getting into June on this unless I need to switch something. Sorry, I don't know deck screening too hard.
No, that should be all of it. Was that June 2023 or May of 2023?
Yeah, 2023. Yeah.
Yeah, this V1, yeah. Yeah, that's all of it.
Amazing.
That's a sexy chart.
PulseX bringing sexy back. These other cryptos don't know how to act. There we go.
Pulse sexy.
What's the best? Where's the best PulseX stats site? Give me that. I can go to. I know what under maintenance.
Ah.
Surprise. What do I do? I was going to go to. Actually, if I just type in PulseX here, it should give me some cool stats on PLS charts. No, I don't want to go to the chart again. I want to go to token data. Is that not going to take me there? No, I want to go token data. Oh, let me go to Lightbeam. I think I was looking at some stuff about Lightbeam before. Shout out Gerardo. PLSX. Maybe this will give us some stuff too. And leasing the hashes.
There we go.
And then token balances. Should give me a burn too. Actually, if I get a good pulse, I know it'll tell me. No, I'm getting some good hex stats, but all right, we're going back to Go Pulse. We're going to search for PulseX. We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Yeah, it can be a little tricky to pull all the stats that I want. Like I was at several different websites before the PulseX conference, making my little cheat sheet of like, all right.
Yeah, I know on the front. I mean, you can always do like exclude OA, include OA on the supply, the burned amount.
Yeah.
Fucking bullish, guys. Pretty bullish. Speaking of bullish, Dr. Shill Gates, explain this.
Yes,
one.
sir.
The hex token
Oh, yeah.
too. PulseX.
I changed my chart colors for that.
Wow.
It's,
yeah, that's incredible, right?
Sun gradient. I'm looking at the sun right now.
That's why you got to wear sunglasses, Max.
But I keep hearing people like being negative, and I'm like, do you realize we're up 270% in a month? Well, under a month. Like, if you were DCAing, like, you should be in an okay position right now. I don't understand what.
I'm in profit.
Yeah, so am I.
You guys DCA thing? You do the DCA thing?
Well, I buy every bottom. That's my DCA. When the chart looks so depressing that I was kind of want to curl up and die, I buy more. That's my DCA method. It's been working great.
It's the hexagon reflex. when you feel like it's over, you just gotta hit the buy button. Ah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like it. I like it. Oh, somebody said that NJ. Thank you, NJ Dub said that Midgard. There we go. I know there's about 14
Midgard
community
is
sites.
great.
One of these
I'm
has
very
some PulseX
thankful
stuff.
for them because
Yes.
I use DBank like almost every day, and when they cut support, I was lost, and then somebody told me about Midgard, and it's incredible.
Yes. Does it have the burn stats? What? I was told it was burn stats. Not looking at it. Interesting. Is the burn stats in like dashboard or something? No, it's my dashboard. It does have network stats here. PulseX. Circulating supply. I'm just not reading it. Okay, total burned tokens. I don't see a percentage, but I got total burned. Okay. What is? You know what? We're just gonna have around Pulse coin list. There's got to be a. I wonder which one has. We're gonna go on a journey. We're going on a journey. Who can find the best PulseX stats? What's the best PulseX stats website? We're doing it live right now.
We need Crypto Kong.
Kong, where are you?
He's the stat guy.
I'm about to go to his website too. Token Trader. This one still has a price.
Max, on that note, I've got to jump off, but I appreciate you having me on today. It was good to catch up with everybody on the panel.
One and only
KG
from internetmoney.io. Appreciate you, man.
You're a legend, bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you, Shill.
Building.
Take care, man.
Yeah.
Things are bullish.
Bullish.
Bulls to the moon. Bulls to the moon. Tokentrader.win. We're going on a journey. Let's do it.
On the magic carpet ride?
We're going on magic carpet. I mean, according to the Shill Gates post, he said we're going so much higher. How higher? How much higher are we going?
I asked the other day. There's another tweet, like probably right after that one, and people are saying like $369 per hex.
$369.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Dude, the replies I got were kind of crazy, but I guess we could eclipse the entire global financial system.
I think. Well, I mean, that's shoot for the moon and you'll land among the stars at least. Like, there you go.
I'm trying to find the tweet. They were going nuts in the replies.
I think $35 hex, $37 hex or something is a 10,000x for hex on PulseChain. Of course, 55 cents or so is a 10,000x for hex on Ethereum. So
first comment $30. Second comment $1. $1.30. $36.90. $7.36.
Nah, this is the top, bro. I like that one. Why mofos sell again? Your comment section is pretty good, man. You guys.
Yeah, I love the community. Everybody's always engaged. It's funny. I look at some of these other accounts, like these big, like mainline crypto accounts, and they have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and our engagement is better than like on my profile and a lot of others like Hexo and Coffee. Like our engagement is better than these accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers.
Oh, by the way, quick
like
question for you guys.
content.
Who's that the Xavier guy? You guys know the influencer? Like he has like 400k followers or something.
Oh
like
yeah, it's got the Indian or.
Yeah, exactly. It has that.
I just saw him too.
Sure. We're gonna get to that real quick. I think the chat did point out PulseX buy and burn. This looks like to be the best stat site. I'm gonna have to add this to bento.me/pulsehexinfo, which is the aggregator for a lot of different sites. But 1.43 trillion, 0.99% supply burned, and that is of the user supply. 24-hour burned 1.34 billion. Bounty of 1.34 million. 444 burns. Nice. 7-day, 30-day. Got a chart. Got it. Let's go up. Let's get this to the moon. Let's go to the moon on the burning. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can you do that for me? Pedro, Showgates, Top Gun, Ben.
What's that?
Zenith. Can you make this chart go to the moon? The burning.
We can try.
Burn
if you
harder.
To,
Burn
gosh.
harder.
Yeah.
Oh, it will. The volume's about to pick up, guys. And as soon as it does, wham.
We haven't
Bam,
even
bam.
started the marketing yet. And we're like not even fully in the crypto altcoin cycle. So it's like there's still so many bullish events on the horizon, or potentially bullish events, I should say. Not financial advice, but like, yeah, like I don't know why anybody wouldn't be excited right now. We're already pumping and nothing has happened yet.
If there ever was a time to be excited, it's now. Crypto's going to get
Yeah.
stupid hot over the next 3 months. I'm going to keep saying it until people realize it. Just don't
I've
want
been
anybody
saying
to
it
get
for
caught
the
up in
past
mania.
year.
Tell you what, though, I am going to pull a KG, so I got to run too. Thanks, gents.
See ya, bro.
See you
Zenith.
later.
Good seeing you.
Take care, Zenith.
See you, sir. Yeah,
Always
see-
a pleasure,
see you
boys.
later. Yeah, see ya. And then there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, but who's this
5.
Xavier guy? Who's this guy? Like, I never followed him. I have no fucking idea who he is, what he did tweet before. So, but
Sir,
do
he
you
has
guys know?
400,000 followers. So
Sure.
Never heard of him, but he has a
Yeah,
lot of
that's all I know.
followers.
that's all I know.
Wait, I've seen memes of this guy.
476K follow. That's why everyone's like, big follower account tweeted about us. And then pretty cool AI generated memes here. I like it. I like the rings.
Yep.
Nice rings. And then I think the first one I saw was about Hex and still had 38% APY. All right.
Mhm. Yep.
some stakes still have that, I guess. And then
No, but look,
this one-
like, but actually, that tweet was the one that made me think, like who the fuck, like who tweeted? Like, I'm sure, like that was like
That's-
a paid tweet. That's a paid tweet.
That's
right?
no,
Who paid?
that's AI.
No?
That's 100% AI generated. You can always tell by the M dashes, the long dashes. AI does that
sure.
all the time.
Yep. Sure. Yeah,
you don't
that
think
makes
this guy in the picture tweeted that by hand? He
No,
took his
when
rings off
you
for a minute.
tell AI, because I'll admit I've used it before to help me write
Yeah,
tweets,
everybody
like come
does,
up with
man, everybody.
ideas. But
Yeah.
whenever you ask AI to make a tweet, it will always use emojis, it will always use hashtags, and it always uses those stupid M dashes.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
But
okay.
do you think he was paid
Yeah.
to tweet about us, or do you think it's like this is organic? This is actually the guy, like, coming to PulseChain.
So I've been thinking about this for every once in a while because I keep seeing.
I think he's paid, by
different-
the way. Just to let you guys know, that's my.
Yeah.
I think he's paid.
I keep
Yeah.
seeing new influencers and people pop up that just out of nowhere and just start making content and stuff. I suspect there is a maybe part of a mega marketing campaign. Not that it has to do with anything with Richard. It could be a separate mega marketing campaign, or it could be related, whatever. But I'm not saying it is. That there are incentivizing people to create content, and it makes total sense to me. It makes total sense to me.
Yeah, because if there's not like a traceable lineage of how they got here, like mine is all public. Hexologist onboarded me like in real time, and
Yes.
he was kind of like, "Hey, set up a wallet. I'm gonna send you $30 worth of Hex," and I was like, "Cool." And then I just kind of went down the rabbit hole. But like some of these other people that just pop up out of nowhere,
Yes.
I understand why people question their intentions.
Exactly. I'm not questioning yours. I actually remember that from Exologist, right? Like that was like a big month, I guess. So it was a different pathway, right? Like it was a completely different situation. But this guy, like out of the blue, boom, starts like just PulseChain Hex. So I was like, this seems like
Well, there
a
was
paid
one.
stuff,
Do you remember that there was a girl a while back, and I actually exposed her. I made a whole video about her. All her pictures were fake, and she started talking about PulseChain and started getting all this engagement, and she kind of doubled down on it. And then I went and researched, and like every one of her pictures was from somewhere else.
I don't know about that one, but for this one, in general, for this, I think like what's the downside if there is a mega marketing campaign?
No. I'm not bad mouthing.
No, I'm not
just-
saying.
I
I'm not
was
saying you guys
literally
are
just
saying there
curious,
is.
right? I hope they're
I
paying
even
the guy.
said
I hope
the
they're
same
paying
about
the
the
guy.
That's what I'm
girl.
saying. It's bullish, right? Like, well, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
The only thing that you want to warn people is like watch out for the value extractors. Like somebody talking about it is one thing, but when they start trying to create something, that's when your alarm bells should start going off.
That's the difference. See, this guy is not shilling scam. I don't know what happened in the past. I don't know what. I'm not saying anything else is a scam. I'm just saying I know PulseChain, PulseX, Inc, and Hex are not scams. So for me, I'm like, no downside.
Bullish.
He's pointing people to our community, and that's awesome. So I think it's Yeah, I don't see any
But
downside to it.
I was made aware when I came because a lot of people started accusing me of it, saying that I was coming to vampire attack the community and this and that. But I understand the trauma there because there were so many people that did that.
Actually,
it's
I
like-
think I was one of those people, bro. Like, sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry, man.
Listen, I knew my intentions and that they were pure. And I also knew that if I was ever going to plan to launch something, which I never got to that point, I would have to wait to kind of earn my stripes and prove myself that I'm actually here to help.
Sure.
You've been here how long, Shill? Like a year?
Coming up on a year. It probably, I think it was like October or November when I first had that convo with Hexologists. Like you guys know, I've known about Hex since it got launched. I knew about CFD, the token that he was going to do before Hex, but I was so wrapped up in everything else I was doing in crypto that, you know, Richard historically delays everything. And I tried to sign up for the email and, you know, get all the free, I forget what it was, free airdrop, whatever. And I just lost track of it. And then I turned around and it's fucking 10,000 X's. And I was like, damn, like I could have had that. But yeah, I followed Richard for a long time.
Now we got to play the song. You said 10,000X.
Hex is not is complete. Project not complete. They're not the same thing. Promise returns and go build something. How much X is Bitcoin up now? 1,000X over a penny. Who's designed to replace fiat currency? Back to the 10,000X. Smart fucker I am. Everyone else cries and whines like a little bitch. 1,000X over a penny. Who's designed to replace fiat currency? Back to the 10,000X. Smart fucker I am. Well, then it was fucking designed. 10,000X, it's impossible. How can he do that? Listen, you stupid fucks. Everything else is up higher. Bitcoin to 2 million X. $1,500 fucking dollars.
Shout out to my buddy J Chains in that video too.
That's actually the first time I listened to that. That's funny.
Like that song is amazing.
Oh, really?
Bro.
Yeah.
I love it.
So Shield knows the guy in the video. Ben's never heard it before. Everyone else has, but like I could hear it 10,000 times. It's so good, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I just don't like
Part
the
of it.
music too much.
The music?
Yeah. It's loud and
makes it-
distracting.
Oh, well, it's supposed to get you warmed up for another 10,000. We're doing it again. Let's
That's
do it again.
good.
Let's get in the hat. Get in the hat. Get in the hat now. Boom. Look at the hat.
I
We're
just
doing
want to address something real quick. Somebody in the chat said, if you're worried about people thinking you're a scammer, don't use an avatar on a stream, to be honest. For me personally, it's a decision myself to remain anonymous for OPSEC reasons. I've had a lot of issues with the crypto community. I've been doxxed before. Like, I used to talk a lot of crap on Twitter and, you know, people came after me, like a lot of hackers and stuff. And crypto has always been at its core about being decentralized and anonymous to some degree. So for me, it's a personal decision. I don't need people knowing my personal life or who I am. It's not because I'm trying to scam anybody. It's literally just me respecting my own privacy.
Which is
I think he was talking
fine.
about Ben, not you, though. I'm just kidding.
What?
Kidding.
No,
he's
you're definitely
talking about
talking
me.
about me. I hear that all the time. People always
I
like,
put my face
why don't
out
you
on
put,
the
why don't you
camera
show
here."
your face? Why don't
Yeah.
you do that? Like, why do you care? Like, why do you want to see my face? I don't sell anything. What are you worried about?
They just want to see if you're pretty, bro. That's it.
I
They just
am.
wanna
That's
see
the
if you're
thing.
pretty.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm too cute for people to see. But even that, like, if I show my face, it's gonna ruin
want
the
that t-shirt.
character. Like,
Too cute for
my
people
whole
to see.
thing is an avatar. Like that's the character.
Hey, Max, can I come on this show again maybe sometime? And once I get my camera fucking
You better have a
figured
good
out?
avatar, Ben. You better have a good one.
Well, I mean, I can show my face. I just like I'm using my phone in the fucking sorry for the language, but the in the Twitter browser. It's not letting.
You already said F word like 5 times. Don't worry about it.
All right. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
But
Shout out
yeah,
to the monetization. You don't have to worry about that or being controlled by the language police, aka
Alright.
YouTube Gaming, I guess. It's one advantage. Anyways.
Back in the day in crypto, pretty much everybody was anonymous. Like, there were very few people that put their face out there, their name out there. Like, everybody was an avatar. And that's the era I came from. So like I'm not changing for anybody.
Well, my face is on my personal Twitter. I guess if you really want to see my natural wood grain luster, you can go to my my Twitter page. But on the next stream, I guess I'll make sure my camera's all set up correctly. But yeah,
either way. Black screen. Let's get a konnichiwa for avatars.
Konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa!
That's our founder, by the way. Anyone new to Hex or PulseChain or otherwise, he used to dress up and say funny stuff from time to time. Pretty good.
We need him back. Like we need the energy. He has such good aura and energy, and I feel like that's what's missing. And that comes from streaming and debates and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's coming back streaming, man. Honestly, I think if he does, I think it's only.
I think he will.
At the top, maybe.
I think he's a smart person and he knows what the demand is for it. And he's actually referenced it a few times. And I think he understands what a great marketing tool that is and also the excitement that it generates.
But like, imagine, do you think that as a marketing tool, because I agree with you, but I think as a marketing tool, do you think it would be more useful before the top or after the top? So let me ask you in another way. Would it be more useful to make people buy or to make people not sell? Do you understand?
Yeah. I mean, I think it helps both.
No, sure.
It helps new people buy that are discovering the conversations.
No, I agree. But like, let's imagine, like I'm talking about the impact, right? Because I think it has a much higher impact if he chooses one moment, right? Like as a starting point to stream again, right? Because once he starts streaming, everybody will go absolutely fucking crazy, right? I think everybody agrees on that, right? But would it make more sense for him to stream before we're like 100x from here, or only after, just so people that's so excited that they don't want to sell?
I'm prepared to get another Christmas video recorded with no streaming the rest of the year and still see green candles.
Yeah,
that's what I'm prepared for that. For what it's worth. Pedro, real quick for a wrap up here. I totally forgot. This is the reason I said come on the show today too. I want to hear about this. 120 seconds for less. What is it? What is this about?
Sure. Yeah, I remember. I was supposed to come here to talk about this. No, it's very simple, bro. It's I've built in a lot of chains, and like it happens with every chain, which is like when the price goes up, the fees go up as well, right? Because it means that there's like more people using the chain. So when you have more people using the chain, the block space is limited, thus the fees get more expensive. That's how any blockchain works, right? So of course we can, counter that with more hardware, with more validators. But I think because it has been shown, right, with other chains, that there's kind of like a limit, right? So fees always end up going like to exorbitant prices. When I say exorbitant, it really depends on the chain, right? Because BSC, when I was building on BSC in 2021, we kind of on the first collection that we did, we spent like maybe 90K, right? Like just doing the collection on BSC, and it was cheap, right? But so like my point is that everything that becomes useful in the sense that it has a lot of adoption will become more expensive, right? So we should be prepared for that, like for fees that are 100x more expensive than what they are today, right? And
I mean, I remember in the old days before PulseChain, a lot of stuff talking about this, or even afterwards, if the fees get too high, people talking about hard forks. So we're going to get a hard fork. Will the community, because the community runs validators, will some devs produce some new clients that have some new parameters and network hard forks to make fees cheap again? Or not, I don't know. I guess it'll probably be a strategic decision by, I imagine, RH at one point. And if the community wants to do that, or have PulseChain Classic versus PLS, you never know. It could be interesting.
Yeah, it could happen.
Good problem to have. Good problem to have.
That's exactly the point. That would be an extremely good problem to have. Like very well put. Very well put. So it wouldn't actually be a problem. It would be amazing. If we had that.
If you get in early, if you afterwards you're like, it's a fraction of how gas. Well, actually, you know what? I got good news for you on that. Ethereum Vitalik, big brain alien guy, he seems to come up with new technology to make gas fees cheaper from time to time.
Mhm.
So PulseChain, being a fork of Ethereum, may inherit some of the features in future versions of the network. So it may take care of the gas fees and PLS price go up. Could be a win-win scenario. Makes a lot of sense to me.
No, sure, but like if you go back, and I think that I had this I remember this when I actually tweeted it, which is if you go back and actually check when was the the highest when did people pay the highest fees on Ethereum, right? And I can tell you by heart because I remember this. The highest fees on Ethereum happened exactly when it was the ape land sale, okay? Ape land sale or ape. It was regarding to the ape collector, right? I don't remember exactly if it's the land sale or the token sale. It was something like this, right? But my point is, it happened during we were going down, not the top, not even close to the top. It was like maybe 2 years after. It happened like when the chain was going down, prices were going down, and we still had the highest fees paid ever on that day because the people were participating on that day. They don't mind spending a lot, right? So that's why when I said it's all about block space, because it is all about block space, right? So if there's a lot of people coming in and they're all competing to do transactions, etc., eventually the fees will explode, right? And that's it's part of the it's part of the blockchain system.
So when somebody launches CryptoKitties on PulseChain, we're gonna moon.
Yeah, possibly, I guess. Yeah,
maybe. Shout out to CryptoKitties. Been a long time. If you remember those.
Yep.
Top Gun Hexadian, I am Shill Gates, Ben, and Pedro Fabracas.
That's the handle.
Yeah, appreciate it. I tried. Gents, great stream. Start from the top, go to the bottom. Top Gun, where can people find out more about you, your amazing backgrounds? Shout out to PulseX Conference and the PulseX and all your commentary.
Lately, mostly on your show and then on X. I stream on your channel more often than I stream on mine these days.
Let's go.
That jacket's sick, by the way.
Thank you. That was from one of the early fans, and it was finally time to bust it out again, I feel. I hope that Nikki is still in the community. I really love this thing.
Very cool. Very cool. Shill Gates.
Looks good, bro.
Shill Goats, where can people find out more about you and your bullishness takes on the Hex and PulseChain ecosystem?
I am almost exclusively on Twitter. It's literally my tag right here at Shill Gates. Just give me a follow, say what's up, and I'll try to follow you back.
All right. Ben from dextop.pro. Where can people find out? Rewind if you haven't seen the product. We talked about it a little bit, but yeah, where can people find out more about you and your stuff?
Yeah, mainly everything is exclusively on Twitter, and then my personal handle is HexExe5. Rarely use it, but you can find everything that I built on dextop.pro, dex.dextop.pro, and quite a lot to look at there, including a little bit of privacy, and everything's going to be an evolution, so constantly upgrading. But thanks for having me on.
Of course. Pedro?
Yeah, guys. Follow me on Twitter. Fubrocas is the handler. And I do live streams from time to time when I'm not on holidays, but I'm always on vacation. That's the problem, right? I'm always on vacation. So when I'm not, I'll do live streams about RH memes and other stuff, but mostly on RH memes, I guess, for now. So yeah, follow me on Twitter. And thanks for having me again, Max.
Of course, fun stream. That concludes our Thursday PulseChain stream. Real Project Crypto explosion imminent. We love this place. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Rockets up. We're doing rockets up. Scivive and 5555. We're out. Yep, wrong button.